doubt, fray check. Now I say it out loud, that's actually quite a lot to do. Zimmermann, eat your heart out. This is so stinking cute. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my week in sewing. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you into my sewing room throughout the week, showing you everything that I'm working on, all the projects that I've got going on, doing some sewing with you and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be very casual. Probably a little bit chaotic because the way I sew is pretty chaotic. So let's talk about the first project that I've got going on that's currently on my sewing machine. This is the Simplicity S9326 and so far I have been very pleasantly surprised with this dress. It's a princess seam dress with a panelled skirt. I found that panelled skirts really work quite well with my body shape. And then I put the lining of the bodice together last night and it fitted me like a glove, which is really weird because that never normally happens to me. I've got that sort of body shape where it requires a lot of fitting and adjustments. The fabric that I'm using, oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. This is a viscose linen blend and look at this amazing tie-dye print. It's so fun. So I'm kind of recreating a Rixo dress that's got like a ruffle around the neckline. It's really cute. I got a sample for this fabric literally months ago and then I found that dress on Pinterest a couple of weeks ago and I was like, oh, I need to recreate it. So I ordered this and it's stunning. I love the weight of it. So pretty. So I've been very excited about that project. We're going to start sewing the ruffle for this dress because I have a feeling that's going to take a while. But I'm just kind of double checking my fit before I start sewing the actual bodice together. And I think I want to take this neckline down just a little bit because it's sitting quite high. But aside from that, I'm really chuffed with the fit of this actually. So I think I did a size 12, graded to a 10 at the waist. And then for the skirt, I did a 10 at the waist, graded to a 14 at the hips because I've got quite wide hips and a booty. Yeah, this is looking cute so far. Sorry, the mirror's right there, so I keep looking at it. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it so far. What a result. So I've just added some medium iron-on interfacing to the outer shell of my bodice because this fabric's quite lightweight and it was feeling a little bit flimsy, so I wanted a bit of a tighter shape on it. This is where I've got to with my rolled hem so far. I've done some of it. I'm just doing a double baby rolled hem, just kind of folding it and then folding it again. I'm not measuring it out or being particularly accurate with it because I think it looks fine like this. So the hems are looking pretty neat. The only thing that isn't is these corners. Can you see where you've got a little bit of a raw edge here? This is mainly because this fabric frays really quickly. So it's kind of lost its shape from the original pattern, if that makes sense. But when in doubt, fray check. Hopefully that'll save me and make it look a little bit neater. Last night, I finished putting together my bodice and my lining. This is looking so much better with the interfacing in, and I also adjusted that neckline as well, took that down a little bit. So I'm gonna have a little try on of that in a minute because I didn't try it on last night because I wasn't wearing a bra and I couldn't be bothered to put one on. Sorry to overshare. And I also went in and made a few adjustments to the skirt because I put this together on my overlocker, but obviously the seam allowance wasn't big enough. I think this pattern is 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So I needed to take that in a bit more so it matched up with the bodice, and also I did stay stitch the top. No one tell my mum because she always has a go at me for not stay stitching, but I didn't, and you could tell the skirt was starting to lose its shape a little bit and stretch round the waistline. So I did go and do that. So we'll just pretend that I didn't originally, so I don't get in trouble. So this is my first try on since I put my bodice together and added the interfacing, and it's much better. That shape is holding way better. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach the ruffle today, I think. So this is my setup for gathering. Make sure you've got 2 long threads hanging out the end, tension on 0, and my stitch length is, oh, now it is longest, ready for some gathering. have actually made the centre back bodice piece quite a lot smaller. This was how much I cut off. I just wasn't loving how it was looking. It was sitting really high up on my back, so this is going to look a lot better, I think. This is looking so cute already. This is the next day now. I am just unpicking part of my lining because I was looking at the instructions and I was like, why does mine not kind of match up? And I realized it was because I fully put my bodice together, which you're not supposed to do. So I'm just unpicking that. I thought everything was going a little bit too smoothly. Luckily, this is my lining and not my shell. Oh, how annoying. Well, that was a great start to the day, wasn't it? Literally, I sit down and within 2 minutes, I've covered the whole sewing room in tea. So I've just rinsed my lining out and it's out on the washing line. Luckily, the sun is out, so I'm hoping it should dry quickly and not stain either, but we'll see how we go. I do have more of that fabric so I can recut the lining and stuff, but that would just be so annoying at this point. My lining survived the tea incident, thank goodness, so I'm now going to carry on with this project. This bit's going to be really fiddly. We need to sew the lining and shell together around the neckline because you've got to like shove this ruffle in. So I think I'm going to have to use a lot of clips on this bit. But I haven't actually got that many because I keep breaking them. It's all sewn together. Now the moment of truth and time to turn. It's the next day now and I am so close to the end of this dress and I've got a free hour where I should be doing other things, i.e. the housework, but the toddler's sleeping, the other two are at summer camp, so I've got some peace and quiet. I've finished all my work for the day, so I am going to try and get this done. So I was just about to press it, but I realised that I didn't actually understitch the armhole on this side at either end, so I need to go back and do that, and then I will press it and then finish putting this bodice together, then attach the skirt, then a hem, and then it's done. Now I say it out loud, that's actually quite a lot to do. She is cute, look at this ruffle. Zimmermann, eat your heart out. This is so stinking cute. Look at it. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is like the perfect holiday dress. I'm so obsessed. Look at that cute little ruffle. A couple of things that are annoying me, which I'm going to need to fix. First up, I need to take the waist in a little bit because there's a bit of gaping here and I want a bit more kind of cinching around here. The next thing, you can probably see it's flopping down so you can see my bra, and this is my strapless bra, so it's my smallest one. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix this without taking the whole thing apart again, because that is so much work to undo and then redo. So I've put a different bra on and I think this can be fixed without completely undoing it. Here it seems to be gaping a little bit, so I think I'm going to just unpick at these side seams here at the front and just take a little bit of that off, and can you see that will sit a lot better. So I think that'll fix it without having to take the whole thing apart, hopefully. If not, I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. It's a couple of days later now. I took a little bit of a break from that dress because after I finished filming I had a little bit of a mini meltdown, not gonna lie. I was a bit deflated about the fact that I'd got that far and it didn't fit right and I was going to have to do quite a lot to fix it. However, when I calmed down a little bit later, I realised that there was maybe a little bit of a shortcut around it. So I think I've figured out a different way of doing it without taking the whole thing apart. So I'll show you what I've done so far in a minute. I'm going to be doing a little bit of speed sewing today because I've got about an hour before the toddler's going to wake up and I need to take the other two to swimming lessons. So if there's any noise in the background, they're watching a film. So I'm trying to distract them so I can try and get this dress nearly finished. So after my little meltdown last night, I decided to actually go in and unpick around the shoulder seams as much as I could. I think I did 2 inches each side. I removed from the front shoulder just over 1 inch. And then what I've done is I managed to get this bit here through the machine, but the rest I couldn't. So I've just pinned this down and I'm going to hand stitch this in place because it's going to be under the ruffle. So I'm really not going to notice it. So I've put my zip in. I was really pleased with it because I thought it was pretty much perfect, but look, it's not quite matching up on the waist seam. So I'm not sure what to do because I really don't think it's that obvious when I'm looking at it from a distance, especially with the pattern of the fabric. If this was a plain, I would definitely redo it. So I'm gonna send a picture to my mum, who is a sewing teacher and is very fussy, and see what she thinks. And if she thinks it's acceptable, then I will crack on and ignore it. If she tells me to unpick it though, I will do as I'm told. I've just heard from my mum and she said it was just about acceptable. So I'm gonna roll with that and I'm gonna crack on and try and get this dress done. So we are on the last legs, just finishing up round here at the zip and getting this all neat. The dress is finally finished. It's done, we're finished. Finally, I'm so pleased that this is done. I finished off the hem last night and finished hand sewing the zip, and this is the final result. I'll show you a full length shot of it outside in just a minute. But for full transparency, the neckline obviously isn't straight. You can see that. It was still gaping a little bit, so I've added a little pleat in just here, and actually that seems to have fixed it and made it look really nice and created this kind of sweetheart effect. But next time I will definitely be adjusting this center panel so it sits straight and doesn't gape. But I was not prepared to do any more unpicking and any more adjustments. I just wanted to get this one done. So I did a teeny tiny little shortcut to make that happen. But for now, that's everything from me. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and I'll keep them coming, and I will see you in my next one. Take care, bye.